Yeah, Valentines. Okay, we're live. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
What's coming up?
Valentine.
Yes.
Celebration.
Oh, you got to
really?
start it. You got to start it with
Whoa.
the bottle. You got to
You
start
gotta
it.
be ready,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought you didn't like to celebrate.
Um,
No. Yeah.
This year I want to celebrate.
Oh, okay. How come?
I don't know. I'm in a different headspace now.
All right.
That's good. Honey,
I don't know what it
all about
is.
how you
I
feel.
said we
If you feel, if you feel like you need to celebrate it, celebrate it.
Kidding.
I've always believed in love, but I think we talked about this before. I don't believe in buying gifts for men on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we know this.
No. You know what? I believe in buying gifts that I benefit from. Like we go do a massage or
You're paying. He's paying. I am not paying. No.
You're not paying for nothing?
Valentine's? No. My whole premise is that the story behind Valentine's. It was about this guy who was trying to seek his love for a woman. So I'm riding that wave. If you love me, you're trying to find for my affection.
Right.
Okay.
And love. I don't believe I can spoil you on your birthday and Christmas, but Valentine's, no. It's not for
you. Believe in happy wife, happy life?
Happy wife, happy life? Yes, in the Bible.
You believe,
it's in the Bible.
And you know how to say, the woman. So you do believe in that?
It's in the Bible. I think it's part of the 10 Commandments.
Because I think men, I hear some men say happy spouse, happy house.
Well, I don't think they're talking about husbands though. They're still talking about wives.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they are.
I don't know, ladies.
I think you get your husband who's, I won't say housebroken because that sounds like he's an animal, but I think once he follows the rhythm in the house, you got no problems. It's easy breezy. I mean, every man who's been married for a certain length of time know the script, and they're like, listen, whatever she wants, that's it, and I'm good.
But you know what I heard this man say? I forgot where I heard it. He said, women, we are reciprocators. So what you put into us, we're going to pour back into automatically. And I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. I think
so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they're being mean, then we get mean. But I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So by you showing your affection and love, I'm going to pour more into you. Right. I am not going to pour all my affection and love just to get the same thing I'm getting back. No. Bring it to me first. Let me, mix it up, dice it up, saute and marinate it, and I'll give it back in a 3-course meal. Yes, that's what
I think that's true. It's like even when you're arguing, right? If they come to you in a gentle tone and like, listen, honey, then you're gonna reciprocate that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You like boom, boom, boom. You like boom, boom, boom.
Ain't boom, boom, boom. It's lights out. It's lights out.
Yeah, if there's boom, 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 I'll open the door and go out.
Right.
I'm not going out. You're going out. You going out.
I'm
exaggerating. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm saying like when you're in that space of they're speaking gentle and you just a woman's gonna automatically, I think, come like that. But so what about you, MP?
I think my problem is that I like to go out to expensive restaurants, but I think what they do on Valentine's Day is over the top. The money
gets you in and out within seconds. Not seconds, the service is not as great.
It isn't. I agree. I just think planning another night at a nice restaurant other than the 14th is better.
Right. And that shouldn't be the only day that you express love and affection to your partner.
Right.
That's how
I feel as though that, you can monopolize on that day because it's everywhere around you. But, you should be pouring that love and affection on a constant basis towards your.
I agree.
Yeah. But my point, I refuse to buy gifts for a man on Valentine's Day. I've never done it and I'll never will. The most you can get is a card.
That's what I've done.
Then that's kind of like, okay, and people may seem as I'm being selfish or self-centered.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Again, the premise of Valentine's was a man fighting for a woman's affection. And I think if we, I think we've moved away from that. You see this generation now. What happened to courtship? Courtship where a man really took time and like really pursued you, really took interest in you, called you and was really interested. Now it's all about, let's Netflix and chill, or when you come friends with benefits. It's like,
that to me is gross.
So what is a romantic, what would be like the perfect date for you, Yo-Yo?
I think it depends. I go out to eat a lot, so I won't say like, a nice dinner, because I do it a lot. But I think spending time with your significant other and whatever you guys like to do together as a couple. I like massages. Like you mentioned massage. I like massages. I like to see plays. I like to see musicals, whatever it is it be. And it doesn't have to be anything expensive. People worry about, I don't have the money. If I say, let's spend the whole day together, we could be doing anything. We could be in the kitchen cooking. We could be watching a movie.
So it could be anything. It doesn't have to be out.
It's the quality of the time you spend together.
So, taking a drive somewhere to see something. Nature. Something. I think sometimes on Valentine's Day, keeping it simple.
Yeah.
I saw one girl, they like set up the living room and they had like a picnic in the living room. I think that is so cute.
Sweet. That's cute. That's very sweet. And it's really, it's memorable too, right? You gotta remember, like, I remember when we had that picnic in the living room. And I really like people who have like this, what are called, like this, I'm trying to think of the word. I'm lost my train of thought. This, like every year they do the same thing to mark their occasion.
Tradition, like a tradition.
That's the word. Tradition. Yeah. So if it's a picnic, so instead of us going out to dinner, maybe it's a picnic in the living room. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Put the blanket out. You show up in your PJs, and we watch a movie together and eat popcorn. It could be
like a drive, like a drive.
When my husband was alive, we would always go to a French bistro because that's the first real restaurant that we ever went to. And so every year we would go to the French bistro that we went to. And I think it eventually closed, and we would go. That was always the place to go for special occasions, because that's the place that we really, and it's funny, even the fellow I'm seeing now, Lewis, we're kind of the same way. The first restaurant, the very first restaurant that we went to together, when we kind of really clicked, we always kind of want to go there. And it's nothing special, and we always want to kind of get the same table, which is really
tradition.
Exactly. It's very sweet. It's a very sweet memory, and you kind of have to have those.
Right.
Yeah.
You really need that. I think creating milestones of experiences in a relationship are really critical, because then you could kind of hang your hat on them when things get rough.
Yes. Right. Yes. That's very true. It's very true. The days when you're not feeling so happy and you just remember those memories are like, you know what? It's the cycle of life, those rough times. And those are the things that hold you together. And like, I remember those sweet times. It was beautiful. Yeah.
I think my pastor said it best. When you deposit, it's like depositing into an account. So when it's time to withdraw, something's there to withdraw. So it's important to pour into each other.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
What you feed will grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And either way, right?
Something, and that's a real sign if the relationship is working.
Right. Yes.
If that relationship isn't working and you're give, and it's kind of like, what's happening here? It's just stagnant. Then that's a very big sign that something needs to be rethought here.
Right. Right. I remember watching episode where a woman came on the podcast and she said that she's been married for a number of years, and she struggles because she really likes Valentine's Day, but her spouse is not romantic, or he doesn't put in effort the way she puts in the effort. And I remember the podcast and giving her the advice. It's like, this is not nothing new. You knew that. No. You knew that going in, and you still married the person. So she was telling her that, she thinks it's unfair for her now to kind of like demand certain things when you knew that person was like this before you got into the marriage. Now that you're married, and it's, I guess because she got the ring, she's thinking that, oh, well, now that we married, you better start doing X, Y, and Z.
And a lot of women do that.
Yeah, but you have to be, and to that point, before I was like, oh no, maybe you should talk to him and see what he can do as far as being romantic. And it's a thin line, because if the person is not like that or built in that way, can you really hold it against them that they're not doing these things because that's their makeup? Or do you think that because he loves his spouse, he should make the effort to make her happy and do the things she wants?
I think that's where that communication comes in. I think it's important.
Yeah. And I also know that sometimes we women don't really realize what really rings our bell. You know what I mean? What is our real love language? And I know it took me a while to understand what my love language was in a relationship, and that's sometimes a little difficult to come by. And sometimes men and their love language is the fact that I'm showing up.
Because they're simple.
Very simple.
Yeah, feed me, sleep with me, and leave me alone. Right.
That's sometimes the love language changes it because we're complicated. We're emotional. Right. So today I might want gifts, but tomorrow I might need you to words of affirmation. It depends. So
I think
right?
Yeah.
But, and I give kudos, when I see men, and it could be all game too. When I hear men saying that, what, my job is to hold down my woman, and my job is to make sure that she feels secure and communicate the needs that she needs. I give kudos to that, because I feel as though they're making an effort to
make an effort, right?
Right, to understand their spouse, right? Whereas if somebody is like, okay, that's not the way I grew up, or that's not the way I'm used to celebrating Valentine's Day, but because this relationship means so much to me, I'm willing to do this much, or I can do this much to show,
right?
It may not be the long string quartet, orchestra, but maybe it's like, okay, I know my wife likes these pocketbooks or shoes or flowers, or what, when I do this, it makes her happy. Just to do something, like you said before, communication is key,
Right.
I think that's the most sexiest thing about romance.
You never saw your parents do anything?
What?
I never saw my parents ever.
Valentine's?
Right. No, never. I never saw my parents do anything. I mean, we just knew about, like, the love making. Like, we all knew that we had to go outside on Sunday afternoon because there was going to be a nap. The code word was nap. Mom and Dad need a nap.
Oh, that's funny.
Nap at 3:00 in the afternoon. Okay.
Mom and Dad need a nap. Everybody outside.
You're right. I don't know. My mom and dad, they were married young. I think my mother was about 18.
My mother was 17.
I don't remember my dad being romantic, but he was gone because he was in the military. I don't remember my mom being romanced. I didn't see it.
No, me neither.
I mean, with my stepfather, I remember my stepfather bringing flowers to my mom, and she loved her Hennessy and Coke, so he would always have Hennessy and Coke for her.
All right.
So, I seen that, but going to that point, I try now to make it a point where my sons see something.
Yes.
So I buy them, like when they were younger, I used to buy them chocolate and give it to them before they go to school on Valentine's Day and say, "Here, you're my Valentine." And they will look forward to that. It was just an expression of love. I wanted to show them that this is what you do to show someone that you care about them. So hopefully that will be ingrained in them when they get married too and have their spouses. They'll learn from that and say that, oh, you know, I remember my mom used to show me what to do on Valentine's Day. You know, you have to teach the kids, because sometimes we assume that because they're living in their house, they'll see it. But you have to explain to them why you're doing it. Like I explained to my boys, like, I buy you these chocolates because that's how I express my love to you on Valentine's Day. I know you guys like Snickers bar. They love Snickers bar.
Yeah.
I will always buy Snickers bars for them for Valentine's Day.
That's so nice.
You teach them like to open the door. Like you have to open the door for the lady. You tell them that.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So even when they're rushing, you know, always when you're going through a door, look behind you to see if somebody else is behind you. Just don't open the door and then you just rush out, because then you're gonna hit the person in the face. And I say the same thing when you're walking with the girl, you know, make it a point to hold her hand, you know, just don't walk side by side like a soldier, you know. And you know,
take a big bag out of her hands. Don't let her.
Yes, even this evening, my son was cooking dinner. And while he was cooking, I was in the kitchen with him. He was like, "Mommy, how was work?" I was like, "Okay, fine." You know, so I just know it's reaching somewhere.
You know what also we have to do? Make sure you tell him how it made you feel. Like, oh my God, that made me. Like when my son opens the door, I'm like, "Thank you, you're such a gentleman." Like I make a big thing of it.
Yeah,
you know, so he knows, like, okay, I'm doing something right.
Yes.
So you do have to tell them.
When we do that with our partners too, like I know when I first started dating Lewis and he would ask me, how was your morning? How did you sleep last night? What was your day like? I was like, who are you? Who are you asking me all these things? This was so unusual. But I told him, you know how much I appreciate you asking me all that? I appreciate it so much.
Right. And it's come to a point where it's not the norm anymore, you know?
No,
when people do it, like you said, men love praises. You know, when I praise my sons, they want to do more. They want to go along. Like ever since I told my son that, oh, you cook so well, you even cook better than me and something like that. He's always in the kitchen. I'm like, Mommy, you want me to season this for you? I'm like, okay.
Right.
Season away, boy. You look good. I love that.
Positive reinforcement, right?
Yes.
There's nothing better. Nothing better. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so what are we doing to love ourselves? I think that's one of the biggest things that I was thinking about today.
Ooh, I love that you said that.
Well, because I entered this thing called the Love Your Body Challenge about, I guess, at the beginning of this month. And I really wanted to really reconnect to my own connection to my physical self and get that sort of like, you know, well, what do I do to care for myself and to show myself love? And so, you know, because everybody talks about self-love and all that stuff, but truthfully, you have to kind of really dig down and say, well, what am I feeling about my body? How am I thinking about it? How can I let go of my old ideas about my body? Which I have a lot of that.
Okay.
I do. And I do like that conversation, because I think as we're getting older and our bodies are changing too. And, you know, I think a part of that becomes maturity and also realizing that this is the only vessel you have. I mean, so take good care of it. Right. And I think when you say about loving yourself, I think holding yourself accountable, like being true to your word. If you make a promise or statement to yourself, hold yourself accountable to it. So I do that now. I really do. I said Jim, if it's snowing or cold outside, if I said it already, I'm making that promise to it.
I told myself that I was going to do X, Y, and Z every single day, at least 5 minutes. And yesterday, before it was 11:30, I'm in there doing my 5 minutes.
Get
it done. And I'm going to do it tonight as well, because that's the agreement I've made to myself.
Right.
I
think that's the
not
biggest
easy.
form of no, it's not. Because there's every excuses, you know. I was just waiting for an excuse to hit me today. I was just like, oh man.
Oh, really?
Excuses. You know, and that's the sad thing, because when you start looking for excuses,
terrible.
You need to do this thing, but you're looking for an excuse not to do it. So you can
I know
sort on that. Oh, I tried and this came up. But no, holding yourself accountable and holding yourself, whatever you say to come out your mouth, it should be a bond. It shouldn't just be flowery words.
The excuse I have is like, well, what's it to hurt to miss one day?
It hurts your soul.
And I really, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ignore that voice because that's a voice that's not respecting my choice of making this commitment.
No, it's the comfort.
I had to really drill into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Brene Brown said it best. She says that our mind is always programming for comfort. It wants to be comfortable all the time. It doesn't want to struggle. It doesn't want us to come out of our element. It always wants to keep us safe. And safe sometimes means hindering us. And I remember her saying one of her TED Talks was like, you got to silence that part of your brain. Because it's going to hold you stagnant and in the same predicament.
Well, okay, let me ask you this, because this is what I do. I'm big on treat yourself.
Okay.
I'm big on, if you don't want to cook, don't cook. Go order something. Like, tomorrow's not promised. And I know I get this from my mother because she kind of spoiled me, I think. But like, and I'm like, if I want to take a sit in the tub and soak before I go to work, I don't need to wait until I get home. I'm going to do it. And if I'm running late, I'll get there. Like, I don't know if that's spoiled or if I'm like, why do I have to wait? Why can't I treat myself now and do what I want to do right now? Like, is that bad?
Well, that puts me into trouble financially sometimes. I'll overspend.
It does.
I'll overspend if I let that logic go too long.
Yeah,
I think I do it a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so then why do you do it? Do you do it because you're just tired, or you just didn't have the time to meal prep and have food available so that you can just have some?
Well, like, I'm gonna be honest, today I went food shopping. By the time I got home, I was like, I don't feel like cooking. I'm tired. Yeah. And I work hard. So why can't I treat myself? And
so is treating yourself more so like going out to eat, or treating yourself as like a massage or a trip or maybe a show? Is it always food? Okay, so it's different things.
It could be anything. It could be, I want those jeans and I'm going to get them. And
okay, all right.
I mean,
I don't think anything is wrong with that, unless it becomes an addiction problem. Like, you are compensating for something else. Like some people shop and buy stuff just to have things around them because they think those things are going to compensate for the feelings they have inside.
Right.
And if you're not doing that because of that, or you're just doing it because you work hard and you're saying to myself, damn, when was the last time I bought a pair of jeans for myself? Well, that these holy jeans and stuff like that. And I think I remember one time on the podcast I mentioned about underwears. That was the sign that I realized about how I was living myself. I used to buy these ugly drawers in these 5-packs, Target or Walmart, and I bought them because why? They were comfortable, they were cheap, and I got 5 in the pack.
Right.
And like wear them, and it looked like I was carrying mattresses in my ass. It was so ugly. it didn't flatter me whatsoever. No. Right, and I was saying to myself, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? It's not like I didn't have the money. I had the money to buy nice underwears, but it's always been my mindset that, okay, well, get this. But now when I became loving myself means that, okay, I'm wearing these sexy underwears for me, not because there's a man in the room, but because I like the way it looks on me. And that's something that I think that was a pivotal point where I started just doing things incrementally about how I'm going to love myself. So if loving yourself means buying something that is going to make you feel and look good, then I'm all for it. But if you're just buying it just to have it in the house and you don't even wear it, or you're just accumulating stuff, then that becomes more like an addiction, I think. And you're compensating.
I have to say, if we're loving ourselves and we're feeling that kind of, especially for our bodies, then it really kind of reflects, it kind of gives that energy around you so that people kind of pick up on it. Like, you come with that expression. I deserve love. I am to be respected. I feel loving myself is the most important thing. And if you want to be on this train, you're going to love me too, just this way too.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Michelle Obama said it too. It's also realizing that you are becoming. There is no final destination. You are evolving. It's okay to start over. If you want to be a French bad bitch, go be a French bad bitch. You know, who's to say you can't? If you want to be the next African Beyonce, go be the next African Beyonce. Who's stopping you?
Thank you.
It's your limitations. I go around and I tell people all the time that I'm African Beyonce. They laugh at me, but in my head, that's the standard I'm raising myself at.
Yes, I like that. I like that.
So you can always reinvent yourself, pour into yourself no matter what, because we've seen on the news people passing away.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, and then you just realize to yourself that, man, this is this one shot. That's it.
That's how I feel. That's why I'm like, let's do it now.
Yeah, this is it. This one shot.
I think the Wi-Fi is. So we're about 26 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Have we got any final words to share for everyone to think about? Yeah.
My advice, which was given to me by my spouse, I don't have a crystal ball. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. So tell your spouse, your partner, exactly what you want. If you want the flowers, the candy, speak up. Don't sit around and wait like do, or he should know. No, tell them. I want some flowers.
Yeah,
exactly.
We gotta communicate.
Yeah,
exactly. Makes a difference.
That's my advice. Speak up.
Yeah, me too. I think for me, it's about, not only having an expression of love from the person, the relationship you're in, but also having an expression of love that's experiential for yourself. I love that idea,
Yeah.
It's creating that reminder on this weekend how much I can be a presence of love for myself.
Right.
And then I have a dog that insists on being loved.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Yo-Yo?
I think you definitely need to honor yourself and be an example of what love looks like. I think once you walk in that power that I love myself, you attract other people or other things.
I do too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very important. Valentines is not just for sweets and lovers. Love yourself. Pour that love into yourself. Yes, it's great to get it from other people. And I think what we were saying before, when we receive stuff, how much we pour back into it,
Yeah.
So if we're using all that energy and we pour it into ourselves, imagine how much we can pour more into other people.
Yes.
So exactly. It doesn't have to be a spouse. It can be family, your brothers, your sisters, your friends.
Yeah. And practice and make it a practice of doing something sweet and kind for yourself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's plenty of things in this world that's going to beat you down and tear you down and say things, but practice every single day. That's my motto. I'm like, what did I do that was really good for myself? And that includes food. Like if you knew you did something like a meal prep or ate a great salad, pat yourself on the back for eating something that's healthy, that's going to, support your health. If you did some walking, celebrate that you have the body and you're moving it in ways that contributes to a good health. You're watching this podcast right now or this video, you're pouring into your mental health. You're pouring into more ideas that you probably didn't have before. So pat yourself on the back every time you do something great for yourself.
Amen.
Be kind to yourself, right?
Amen.
Yeah.
And if you want more of this, subscribe, push like, share the Three Ladies Podcast.
Bong chicka bong bong.
Bong chicka bong bong. I haven't heard that in a while.
Right?
All right, ladies.
I'm ending the stream.
That was almost 40 minutes.
Yep.
That was great.
Yeah.